Morning and welcome to Gulfstream today. Brian Nato and Samantha Perry with you on Christmas Eve here. You can see very nice day. A little windy here in South Florida, but fast main track, a firm turf course at Topeka as well. And we're going to wrap up an absolutely huge holiday weekend here at Gulfstream Park. I want to mention too, we're back here on Tuesday. Santa Anita, our sister track, opens on Tuesday. We will be here as well running a 10 race card. We'll remind you throughout the day, but just take note of that. But how about yesterday? Huge day.
It was a lot of fun as well.
And did they send it in yesterday. All those horizontals. Of course, the rainbow got hit on Friday, but that didn't deter anybody from coming right back and firing hard. And here we go here. Good work, guys. Thank you. I appreciate that. Obviously, we're off Christmas. We race on Tuesday. We'll take Wednesday off, and then we race on Monday, New Year's Day as well. And we'll remind everybody throughout the course of the day and the week and all that good stuff, but we'll see you right back here on Tuesday. I'm looking forward to that. But here we go now. The rainbow, as we said yesterday, mandatory day. They fired hard on it. We'll start anew today on a 10-race card. That will kick off in race number 5 today. So we'll start fresh. It's going to build very, very quickly, as it always does throughout the year. But now in the championship meet with the turf back and all the power racing.
Yep.
Goes quickly. Let's take a look. Early pick 5 in the opener as well, and already $50,000 in that pool, and that'll be a big one. They $750,000 in the early pick 5 yesterday. Pools are going to be huge today because we're about the only game in town. So
Us and Tampa.
Us and Tampa. Good. I'm going to be betting hard today. I got an $18 play, and you can see back-to-back singles in race 2 and in race 3. In race 4, my top pick is the 2 trotting gear. In race number 5, my top pick is the 6, and that is Ashima, Bobby Hess Jr. $18 ticket for me. Let's get to the opener. A couple scratches, knock some value out of a lot of horses here. Who Said Go, the 6, and the 7, Michele, are both out in here, so we'll have a field of 6 to kick this off. Samantha, you go to the 5, Macville. Did you always have this one on top?
I did.
Yeah, for
yes.
Brian Lynch.
Yep, I did. Luckily, I only lost one horse
Yep.
today, and it was my long shot. So,
yeah, that's a bummer.
I know. But Macville here, Brian Lynch had a $99 exacta in the second race yesterday. Hate to remind us about that one here because you had the winner on top.
We had everything.
I had the second place on top. Well, yeah, it was. We should have bet that race flat, but that's just a reminder. Trust your top picks.
That's very well said.
Yep. But this barn is just fires away with everything that he has, and Brian Lynch doesn't have a string of 40, 50 horses. He's probably got about 30 to 25, and it puts him in great spots. This colt's got speed, which will help. We've seen this Churchill form hold up. Not a very big horse. He should handle the Topeka fine.
Yeah, Brian is firing hot with everything he's been sending out here. I go to the 3, Film Academy, Mark Casse, first time gelding. We like that. Freshen this horse up a little bit after debuting in one of those, in a state bred race at Saratoga. We've got a stat for Mark Casse as well. He's got a couple in here, right? He's got the 3 in here, and he's got the 8. This is dirt to Topeka at Gulfstream the past couple of years. Pretty big stat for a barn that, Mark's in the teens, but this is a big move here.
It is, and this is just Gulfstream. Imagine what it would be at Woodbine as well.
Yeah.
Because that's just that he was such a big player here. So this is a solid move. Both of them are first-time geldings. This is interesting. The difference between them is Rapid Gray is coming from the Ocala, his training center there, and then Film Academy has been with Nick at Palmettos.
And Nick Tomlinson does a very, very good job. IRAD aboard Film Academy is not going to help your price any, but probably going to help him out on the racetrack. So race number 2 kicks off the early pick 4. It also kicks off the Tropical Turf pick 3. That payoff yesterday, I believe, was $3,600.
36, yep.
Huge.
It was huge.
Huge. So take note of that. We are on the turf today. It's a special weight, 2-year-old fillies here. We'll start with Samantha with that Tropical Turf pick 3.
Yeah, and I have got a pretty strong opinion here, so I'm lucky with the 6. This is my best bet of the day. Yes to Champagne. I hope a lot of people are saying yes to that in this holiday today and tomorrow, but not too much. Race 6, it's the H. Allen Jerkens. We get to see it on the grass. We didn't get to see it on the grass last year. We weren't going to see it last week due to the weather, and they got to, luckily for us, reschedule it. I do have the 5 on top, Mick Lovin and Joel Rosario. I know my partner's a big fan of
Yeah,
when he
good to
comes
see
to
Joel
town.
here.
Good to see him here. So we've got him. But I think it's kind of a wide open race. I will say, I know I did include Brian's. Is that your long shot
It is my
catch
long
up party?
shot,
The
yeah.
two. So take note of that. Mike Maker's got a couple. Of course, we've got the defending champ in that as well. And in the finale, all the way to the finale, just too deep for me. I do have the 5 on top, Steel Loot. And you made the comment earlier about the 2. Liz Dobles trains just Marianne. She got one home, second time starter couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And this filly, we'll get to it in race 10, but she's a half to family way. She's a stake winner. She broke her maiden second start. We're not going to let this one slip by us this time.
Fool me once.
Yes.
That is it. And Joel, it's good to see him here, and he'll be riding at our sister track, Santa Anita, throughout the course of the winter. All right, let's kick it off here. Oh, we got the early pick 4. Let's take a quick look at my early pick 4 ticket as well. And it's basically just, it's just a quick run back. It's the same. We can put it up real quick, guys. It's just a quick run back of the early pick 5. I didn't think this was a huge, expansive kind of ticket.
No.
I'm very tight here. Well, we'll start with Samantha's pick, right, because we've got Yes to Champagne. You like a lot?
I do, yes. This filly, first off, Ian Wilkes is very patient with his horses, and it's good to see him like that because he develops them, which is a good thing. And he put this filly on the right track. You're going to debut her on the dirt, which I really think, a lot of horses should just debut. The turf will always be there. She's suited for turf. I watched some of her works at Churchill Downs because Bruno with the works had him there. And this filly just picks her knees up to her chest. She just looks like she'll travel beautifully on the turf. The work here on December 10th at the Palmetto Turf Course, it was not on XBTV, so I can't speak much to that. But she's fit, for one. She's more mature than when she started out. And a lot of these other horses, and we'll talk about your top pick, I don't know how much I trust them, but good to see you have Yes to Champagne in there as well.
Well, she's run fast, too, which is a lot more than my top pick could say. Matoli, 2 turns on the turf is odd to me, but she certainly ran well stretching out.
She did.
At Keeneland. They're going to way over bet my top pick, Blue Horseshoe. She's a half to Bleecker Street, who I absolutely loved for Chad Brown, grade 1 winner for Peter Brandt. Super duper slow at Monmouth, but that's just a means to an end for Chad, and I would expect now off 3.5, almost 4 months of rest and maturity and, figuring this game out a little bit, she'll run a lot better today.
Well, let's look at the replay here because Chad Brown took the same road with Bleecker Street.
Sure did.
She broke her maiden there at Monmouth Park. Now, she didn't show much interest early. When it says steady 3/8, it wasn't a whole lot here. Now, she's the gray horse, the 2. She's not as precocious as her sister.
No, Bleecker Street, I believe, was 7 for 7 before she lost her last start.
Exactly,
and
won beautifully. Now, this filly kicked on late, which was good to see. And one thing about her, to give her some credit, maybe I'm beating her up a little bit too much because she just didn't show that quick turn like Bleecker Street does. She ran completely against the track bias at Monmouth on the grass there. You don't win races as a maiden from that position.
I got to be honest with you, just seeing the replay again, and I saw it before, but I don't know how much they were trying there either, to be perfectly honest.
That's true.
We'll not going to the bottom of her is my point. The fact that she's here, I think, is ready to roll. Chad had Bleecker Street over at Tampa, but so it's good to see her here, and her sister was a real freak with a
big runner,
devastating stretch kick. So it'll be exciting to see her today. Race number 3, 6 furlongs on a fast main track here, 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 or the race for 6 months, June 24th. The tag here is 35. This is one of the brought back races from last week. It's a good field too, and you go to the 6, St. Hood for Brian. You got a replay too to show, right?
Yeah, let's show the replay from Delaware because this is another track that the form holds up really well here. I feel like St. Hood for Brian was dueling 3 deep relatively the whole way of this race, just like this, with pressure from the outside. That's hard to do, very hard to do, and really see it through. And they went 45 for the half mile. Yeah, you see in the blue cap there. This horse just is trying. I mean, he's really, really running his eyeballs out. You like to see that. The winner and the second place finisher, they came out the back. They had it easy. All these 3 horses up top. But St. Hood for Brian doesn't give it up either. He still tries hard, even though it was a fading 4th place finish. But that's not a big margin considering where those other 2 came from.
Yeah, Paco gets aboard today too as well. He's already popped with Steve Glaceris at the meet here, and
That's a big
darkness there. And this horse, now the interesting thing about St. Hood for Brian, never showed speed before.
And then did.
And did last time. And, there's not, at least on paper, there's not a lot of early foot in here. So maybe Paco gets aggressive. It's my best bet of the day. There's nothing sexy going on here with Celestial Glaze. It's just a huge drop. Irad is here, and it looks like it's time to win a race for me.
It does. And Mish, who was narrowly defeated to Lightning Tones a couple weeks ago, won at Tampa yesterday. So
good point.
There you go. And you talked to me a little bit more into this horse after last week doing the show. I did put this horse in. You've always been a fan of this horse, and this is a necessary drop.
Yeah, and here's the other thing, too. I mean, you said Mish, okay, Doc Amster, big and classy, Gatsby, powerfully built. I mean, those are Wayburn, for Pete's sakes. Team delivers. Those horses are Steel
so
Sunshine.
Much better, yeah.
A month and a half better than this. It's go time today with Irad aboard. I think we're here to win a race. Gangley seems just maybe he's creeping back around a little bit, but you're going to get, maybe. And you got Dangerous right underneath, first time gelding for Carlos David.
Yeah, who will get into the lightning round. That was a scary good victory for Spirit Wind yesterday. But again, another Delaware horse. It was a wet, fast track that day. Actually, a few races back came out of the same race of St. Hood for Brian back in September. So a little bit of a break here, and we'll see what we get today.
Yeah, without a doubt, Spirit Wind. She's going to be heck to pay winning that race off that layoff yesterday and the way she did it. Race number 4, back on the main track, 6 furlongs, fast main track, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up. The tag is 12.5 in here. You are going to the 6. You got a lot of good prices on top today, wheeling and dealing. And here's Paco and Kelly Breen again.
Yeah, I liked this horse a bit last time, and it wasn't a very good effort, but that I feel like was just too tough of a spot for. They claimed this horse at Monmouth from Tony Wilson for $16,000, and they take the horse to Pimlico and runs okay. The winner of that Pimlico race came back to win again with an 80 buyer.
Right.
So that was a big race. Last time, not so good, but Richard Maloof, if you're not a Jersey person, a big auto seller there. They're not afraid to lose a horse, and here, take her if you want her, but this is her level.
I stared at this race for 25 minutes.
This was a tough one,
Make the line, trying to make my picks. Trotting Gear, I hope is going to be a square price in here. They might bet your horse a little bit. I don't know if they're going to bet Trotting Gear a little bit. I think the significant thing today, for me, is at least we're going to run on the main track for the first time since Amador claimed her.
That's very, very big here, because this horse, she hit a streak.
Right.
I think in her last 3 races or 4 races, she won 3 of them. So on the dirt.
On the dirt, exactly. Jose Hernandez, not a guy that's going to run a lot of horses here. He gets Irad to ride the 1. I think that's significant on a drop. And then, Bargainair, we got to show a replay. I had a big number here for Bargainair because she's been working lights out.
Yeah, I wanted to show this because I know you had mentioned it before I dug into it. 47. This is a really good work. I have no idea where these are coming from. She was working. This is a very spotty race record of a mare here, but she's doing this so easy, scary easy. It looks like she's out for a leisure gallop there, and she's never even asked. So this, I don't know. If she works like that, say goodbye. But if not, I don't know.
We haven't seen her since late March. She was 71-1 and 46-1 in her last 2 starts. So she's the definition of we have no idea.
Right.
What we're going to get
Maybe she's
today.
a morning glory.
Maybe, there you go. It's been known to happen.
Yeah.
So 4 down, 6 to go. When we come back, it's Rainbow 6 time. And like we said, we'll start that pool anew. Stay tuned.
And they're off in the Pegasus World Cup. They're off in the Fountain of Youth Stakes. And they're off in the Curlin Florida Derby. White Arboreal almost home.
And Nyquist is still unbeaten. Orb and John Velasquez have won the Florida Derby.
Barbaro wins.
And there you have it. Northern Dancer will be the winner of the Florida Derby.
It's tradition. Every year, the stars gather for a spectacle. Stars of the racing world collide
What a sport! What a horse!
to cement their legacy in their quest for greatness. Bear witness as we raise the stakes and shatter the status quo. Watch as the brightest stars in fashion take the stage, and we forge unforgettable memories. Be part of this storied heritage. Revel in performances from the superstars of entertainment, and the unexpected awaits you at every turn. Join us in this unrivaling celebration, where champions ascend and legends are created. This is the Pegasus World Cup, where stars align.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today. Brian and Samantha with you here on Christmas Eve as we wrap up a huge holiday weekend at Gulfstream Park. As we said, they sent it in yesterday on that mandatory Rainbow 6, so we'll start anew today, and the pool will be very, very large as well. We'll take a quick look at my ticket. I'm going to tell you what, Samantha, this is not an easy sequence.
No, it's so tough.
So difficult. I wanted coverage early and often. I like Catch That Party, the 2-horse in the Jerkens. I will be betting that horse today. In race number 7, I lost kind of late scratch. Flower Mound, the 5 came out, so that was my top pick. I scratched into the 7, Gulfstream. In race number 8, you can see now I got to be aggressive late. Blazingly is a single in race number 8. In race number 9, the 6 Ticking. My old buddy is back today. He's in there for me. And then another single, just Marianne. Like we said, fool me once. Not going to do it again today. In the finale, 1920 for me. It started out a whole heck of a lot bigger than that, but we can't give those kind of tickets out. So here we go now. In the opener on to PETA, $170 for fillies, 2-year-old fillies, 12.5 maiden claimers. Scratch the 7, Nouveau Riche is out. So I think you scratch into Wonderful Gun as well.
Do.
You like that horse,
Yeah, I do. And they're going to bet this horse.
Sure.
Victor off to a slower start. But I wouldn't even say slow because he ran so much stock during the summertime that's bound to happen here. They broke through their conditions, et cetera, et cetera. But this horse is going to be back to 2 turns again for just the second time. She ran much better last time, I felt like, at 2 turns. And you're going to get Jose Ortiz. He should sit a nice little pocket trip with her.
Yeah, I would think that she can move forward now that she's got that 2-turn race under her belt. And you're right, she ran pretty well last time. Ashima, for me, there's not a lot going on here. You see the Tapeta race 2 back. It's a pretty strong effort with a good figure. The 1-2 finishers ran very fast for the level. She makes sense. And then certainly the Arundel homebred Betty is going to be bet here with Irad.
Yeah, big time.
Yep.
It's a good post here. And to tail off your Ashima comment, I don't think this is a prime example of you don't always like the turf if you like the Tapeta. She just was so much better on the Tapeta. Yeah,
I agree. I feel like Ashima's the horse to beat. I don't think she'll be favored because you got Irad on Betty, but I think her race is better than Betty's.
definitely.
So, the Jerkens, good to see it brought back. Good to see it on the turf. 2 miles now. We'll test the stamina for these veterans here. The H. Allen Jerkens, $100,000 on the line. It also kicks off a very tricky late pick 5 that Samantha's going to show you right now.
Yeah, this is a very tricky spot here. We'll get to this race in just a second, but I do have the 5 McLovin on top. Race number 7, I do have the 6 on top, Olivia's Sparkle. I'm going to give her another shot here today. Race number 8, you're lucky you have a strong opinion because I could have hit the all ball here. I have no idea what to do in this race. I watched all of these races again and again. I cannot figure it out, but I do have the 6 on top, Blazingly. So there's that. But I don't trust her at all. In race number 9, just too deep for me, but Real Talk on top. I think this guy is just a true 6 furlong horse. And I do have Super Chow in the mix as well. You can add Ticking. I'm not going to do the math on that if you want to add Brian's in. And in the finale, I've got the 5 Steel Loot singled. Okay, so in my Tropical Turf pick 3, I added the 2 as well, but for purposes of this late pick 5 and to not double the ticket, I think the 5 is coming into this spot pretty live. $48.
You did that on the fly, too.
I did the doubling.
Doubling
I'm
part.
learning. Yeah.
Oh, baby, well done. All right, let's get to the Jerkens. It's not easy. Value Engineering's trying to double up. He won it last year on the Tapeta. He's also a graded stakes winner right here on at Gulfstream Park on the turf. But neither of us are picking him. Old McLovin there wired him at 2 miles at Far Hills, over yielding ground. He's going to run against Real Group today, though.
Yep, this was a big weight for this horse at
Buck 44 at Far Hills.
Yeah, at Far Hills. That's a tricky race. Honestly, it really is. It's quite confusing. It's kind of like being at Kentucky Downs, but maybe add in a little bit more.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with Far Hills, that's where they have essentially the championship steeplechase races each October. It's a cool. I've been there.
It's so
You've been
fun.
there, right?
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Little Jersey town. But to Samantha's point, it's not your traditional Gulfstream Park turf course out there. It's a very undulating turf course out there.
That's Ooh,
right?
Nice word
like
there. Yep. Joel Rosario has won on this horse twice on this horse.
Yeah.
So this is a good sign that he's back. He knows how this horse functions, and hey, we'll see. You look at his form, though. He obviously has a keenness to kind of odd courses, because the Kentucky Downs course he's won on, Far Hills.
I think that's a really good point, okay, because they're going to bet this horse. They're going to see this horse has run 2 miles and won at 2 miles, and it is a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
These are real horses today. He's
It's
going to have to
different,
earn it.
exactly,
Yeah.
because to Brian's point, at Far Hills, sometimes they throw in horses
Right.
that were either jumping over things in the past, or it's just a very wide open race.
Yeah, and Arnaud Delacour has had this horse before. He's a ace, Arnaud. So this horse is gonna run today, no doubt about it. He's gonna step up though. I like Catch That Party. He's got a devastating stretch kick. He's going to offer fair value. Mike Maker has built a resume, not only winning these long distance races, winning them with the other horse too.
All the time. Yep, that's why, like you saw in my ticket, I'm not going to just leave him out, because you can't.
Mike's got 3 in here.
Yeah, this is what Mike does for sure.
So we've got to talk about Value Engineering, though. He's he's the horse to beat. We're going to show him win in the Grade 2 here last March, and he wants to run all day. And I know he won this race last year on the Tapeta. Okay, this is the race last year on the Tapeta, but he also won the McNamara, the Grade 2 in March on the turf. So, he can do anything, and he can run all day. That was at 1.5 miles, 1.3 miles, excuse
5
me.
eighths.
This one is.
Yes.
The turf race is 1.3 miles race, and he was beaten in the McKnight at 1.5 miles, second, beating a length. He's the horse to beat. I think the other significant thing in here, too, is got the tightener out of the way at Turfway. He's well drawn in here. You need to save ground. We're going 3 turns on the turf.
Right. This is a total jockey's race. Sometimes you
for
could
sure.
have the
Well
best
said.
horse, but if you're not going to – you have to be very strategic in your trip, and that's what it comes down to.
No, I agree. I think that's a very, very good point. Jose Ortiz is down inside, can save all the ground. Didn't last week you
I
have
had 6
6
minus. Yeah, I did last
Okay.
week. Yeah, but that was I thought it was going to be better suited for the Tapeta.
Yeah, listen, it's Todd Pletcher, it's Irad, it's Mike Rapoli. He's 8-1 on the morning line.
Yeah.
I hope if you're playing this horse, you get 8-1 on the morning line, because this
horse will probably win, because I picked him last week, and now
he's looking up at every single one in here. There's no doubt about that. Late pick 4 kicks off in race 7. It's a maiden optional claimer. We go 1-turn mile on the main track. Scratch out to 5. That was kind of the late one. Flower Mound, my top pick, unfortunately, is out of there. I'll show the late pick 4 a little bit later on. Olivia's Sparkle for you, and a horse that I firmly have in my mix. I thought this horse is very dangerous today.
Yeah, I really, really liked this horse last time, too, and now she's going to stretch out. She just looks like she could run all day, and she got the tightener out of the way. It was a good learning experience.
You know, the other thing, too, now, Catherine Davey is not a house name. We know she does a good job down here. This horse was 7-1 in the 6-horse field. They bet this horse a little bit.
Yeah.
Catherine bought this horse for $50. That's a big number for her.
Yeah.
So don't lose track of her today. Let's show Darling and Gulfstream. They ran against each other
did.
last time. I've got Gulfstream. I scratch into her. I want to take a short number on her. You can see her. This is Darling. Going to close a little bit. Gulfstream doing the dirty work kind of up front.
Yeah, Gulfstream kind of had the harder go of it. To be honest, and I'm sure you feel the same way, I don't like this one here. The thing is these fillies have some fitness coming into it, and that will give them an advantage. But yeah, it's not like I'm going to be running back. I didn't bet Neom City when that horse won back, and I would probably not bet Opus again. So
No.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to Dave Foxo, who's done a very good job with limited starters here at the championship meet. Won one the other day for the Lee Blancs,
Right.
and this is a homebred
Yep.
as well. Late pick 3 in race number 8. 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. I'll tell you what, it's a tough race. Fillies and Mares 3 and up. The tag is 10. You could literally go 8 different ways
Yeah.
in here. I singled because I had to kind of just, you know what, you're going to
Find
use them all.
something.
You're going to use one.
Yeah.
We do both land on the top pick. I think I can speak for you in that with Blazingly, there's a lot of speed in here.
Yes, that was
right?
the biggest thing is everybody's going to be gunning it.
Yes.
She can just sit back and let's let him duke
Yeah.
it out, and we'll come flying.
Yeah, she does have, I worry a little bit. You look at her form, good, bad, good, bad.
Yeah.
It says today might be bad.
That's true.
But you mentioned Victor Barboza, Jr. If you're not familiar with him, he co-trainer title with Safi in the Sunshine meet. He's already run, honestly, to me a lot more horses than maybe I expected him to
Right.
run during the championship meet. He's a sharp guy, and anything he sends out is going to be very, very live. You can see underneath we're kind of all over the place, and that's the kind of race. Talk much for Georgina Baxter.
Yeah, this horse, she is what she is. I mean, the thing is that she kind of went on a streak where she likes to win, and last time
Right.
it was a bit flat, but we see that on the Tapeta quite a bit.
I think the benefit for her is she's drawn outside a
Right.
lot of the other speed. Boy, they're going to be hitting in here today. A La Turca, Irad, Rodolfo Garcia off the claim. This is a horse, another one that should fit the flow of this race
Yeah.
in that they're going to be flying
Yeah.
up front. Late double kicks off. This could easily be the feature if we didn't have the Jerkens today, but that is the championship meet for you. You see a race like this. It's 6 furlongs on the main track, fast main track, an optional claimer here, high-priced one as well, $62.50. It marks the local return to Super Chow, but
Yeah.
you're going to go to Real Talk. Was this your best bet? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, this is not. This is a jockey that's going to fit this horse really well, I think. He hasn't had a win in some time.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
I prenate deep. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's been 2 years.
Wow.
Almost, yep.
Okay.
Okay, but this horse is a true 6 furlong sprinter.
Sure.
True through and through. You get Irad aboard. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. If you don't like Super Chow or you're trying to beat Super Chow, then it all comes fraying apart. You could go any different way. I took a shot with Ticking. You've heard me talk about him time and time again. He just doesn't want anything to do with 2 turns, Tapeta, or turf. He's doing what he's doing today. First time gelding as well. He's well drawn. It's a stab. I think he's got talent. I think he's finally doing what he wants to do.
Exactly, yeah.
And that is run 6 furlongs on a main track. We got to talk about Super Chow. We'll show the replay as well. He's the house horse. He's a graded stakes winner. He's 3 for 5 at Gulfstream Park. And oh, by the way, he's going to put Lasix on today too.
This is going to be big. And he runs kind of the same race every time. You're going to see him up front early. You're going to see him dueling. There he is, the 8 horse, the pink cap there, just fading out.
Yeah.
That's what he does. He runs as fast as he can for as hard as he can, and then he just kind of fades out. But Mahoning Valley, this isn't. I felt like this was a day of when we said that with My Destiny yesterday, that it
Yeah.
was hard to be dueling on the front there.
Yes, good point. You brought up something I think is I think it's significant. I also think it's going to get lost in the wagering because they're going to bet with both hands on this horse, and I get it. He runs the same race every time. Now,
There
maybe
you
the
go.
Lasix blows him way up. I don't know, but
Yeah.
he's just going to run his 83 buyer, and maybe it wins, and maybe it doesn't.
And, yeah.
You know, these are all 3-year-old races, by the way. He's running against seasoned older horses
Right.
today,
That
too.
makes a difference.
Don't lose sight of that as well. The finale's really, really good on the turf. A maiden special weight for the 2-year-old fillies. We'll stretch them out a little bit to a mile and a 16th. We scratch out the 8 in here. Don't Touch Me, and you are on the 5, Steel Lou. Is this your best bet of the day?
No.
Okay, I know you had this horse singled, right?
No. Yes, I
Okay.
do. I think that this horse here. Well, let's show the replay because this was a good effort, and this was on debut now here. Okay. This was a really tough turf course to run across.
Oh, yeah.
Drew the 1 rail. This horse was quite green in the stretch run, just in, out, in, out. You see him. He's the 1 horse there. He's on the wrong lead. Boom, switches to the right lead, finds a seam, and runs actually quite well. Now, the 6th place finisher, there he is, the second, or she is, pardon me. Buku was a grade 2 winner next
Yeah,
out.
I liked her, remember? I
Yep,
liked her in the Breeders' Cup.
Yeah, you did. So I think that flatters her quite a bit. The Miss Grillo, I think, was just way too over her head, and that's a tough race.
Well, and her stablemate comes back and wins the Breeders' Cup. So.
Exactly.
You know what bugged me a little bit? She was 11-1 at Saratoga. That is very, very odd.
There was a horse,
Chad.
I can't remember, but they were betting some horse lights out that race. I'll have to go back and look, but the board was weird.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Just Marianne. I'm trying to, this popped already for Liz Dobles with Johnny, by the way. Johnny takes a horse that didn't do any running on debut, and now we stretch out. You said a big pedigree here as well. I think this horse might get loose in here, too.
Yeah, the Half to Family
Right.
Way. She's a stake winner. Brendan Walsh had her. Oh, she was hell to pay in the mornings.
You would know, right?
Yeah, who could get along with her? But she broke her maiden in her second start.
Right.
That you think that this horse, this is the intention, is the grass the whole time. You get the run out of the way.
John of Imaginary Stables is, just Marianne. You know this horse's name, but John doesn't pay $300,000 for horses. It's
No.
a big purchase
Yep.
for him. I think we're going to see the best of Just Mary Ann today. Really good Christmas Eve 10 race card. We got a lot to do with the lightning round though, so we'll get to it really quickly because what happened yesterday is we ran 4 stakes, and I'll tell you what, none of them disappointed at all. And we'll start with the Rainbow because they sent it in there, and thank you to everybody. It got hit Friday. You don't want $6,400 if you hit this. Boy, it was not easy.
No, it wasn't at all. 6,300. The tough horse, at least for us, was the starting leg,
Yeah,
opposites
opposites
attract.
attract, yeah.
Unfortunately, when you get those kind of, I don't want to say cheaper races, but one of the cheaper races we run on the grass here, sometimes paces can get meddled,
Yeah.
and not always the best horse wins, but the horse that got the best trip. And for us, that was the 2 opposites attract.
Yeah, Mike Trombetta off to a really good start for the championship meet. Let's get to the 4 stakes now. The highlight of the day, it just easy to root for. Sibelius is one cool horse. Jerry O'Dwyer's done a good job. Boy, did he take it to him yesterday.
Yeah, we've you and I have both just become a very big fan of this horse. Everywhere that he goes, we keep up with Jerry, and we're
Yeah.
happy for him and his team. This is not an easy game. Oh boy, it's not. And this is Jerry's 8th win of the year. And if that just goes to show you don't give up hope.
Yeah.
You keep on plugging away, and it just takes one horse to get you there.
I'm going to tell you what, Sibelius bottomed out a couple of speed horses
He-
yesterday and just kept going. That was a lot better almost than it looked. That was a power performance.
It was
yesterday.
it was huge.
Blustery Spirit Wind off the layoff and just popped. They're off. They all lose because she outbroke the gate and never stopped.
Nope, she did not. She just kept on going. It looked like maybe at the end that she was going to maybe get it taken away, but she just kept on going.
Yeah.
I had her on top. Unfortunately, with not a lot of conviction, I didn't just
Wow.
trust my gut.
I don't know. You got to do that sometimes.
You have to,
6
yeah.
furlongs in that race. She went 45-3 to the half. Sibelius going 7, went 45 flat. That's how good he was yesterday, too.
Yeah.
The turf races were phenomenal yesterday. They looked it on paper. They delivered it on the track.
Yeah, they did. We'll start with the Phillies, Be My Sunshine. What an absolute ride by Edgar Zayas.
Yeah.
He
Put on a clinic.
He did. This was, note, the 10 is on the outside, and look at
Yeah.
the margin he loses by.
Yeah, this was a heck of a job. Also, this was a local course and distance winner that Safi tightened up last time. I think, keep that in mind going forward. It's big to have a race over the track. And then, of course, in the finale, another great ride here.
Yes,
threading the way
huge.
through with the Live Oak Homebred here.
Yeah, this was very impressive by this horse here. And Mike Trombetta, he had 2 on the card yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Trombo's come down here and everything's been very, very live. Your best bet today?
yes to Champagne in
Okay.
race number 2.
And I'm one race later with Celestial Glaze in race 3. Long shot scratched out
Yeah,
for you?
no for me.
All right, unfortunate for you. I'm in the Jerkens with my long shot, the 2 Catch That Party. That's it for us. 10 of them. The Jerkens, of course. The Rainbow as well starts anew. Pete's upstairs. We shorted him on time. Luckily, he doesn't have a lot to do today. The card's pretty clean. Thanks for being aboard.